good evening, guys. So right now I'm nearby Womanjur in Mangalore, and I'm riding my way back to Karkala. So I had been to service center in Mangalore city, Honda Bigwing Mangalore North. Very helpful guys. Mr. Rajesh, the chief head over there, was very helpful. We had a good time talking it out, speaking a lot. We enjoyed the entire time around talking a lot, discussions about Honda and everything. So the reason why I actually wanted to go, or the reason why I went to Honda Service Center was that, or Big Wig Service Center, was that when I started my ride from Hubli to Mangalore, the engine check light on. Basically, there is an engine malfunction or engine light which is there on this console right over here. It was continuously on. So basically, that is an indication that something is wrong with the engine. So it's not, that was my assumption, but that's not only the engine, it's a thing which gives you an update of all the sensors included. So on this bike there's a multiple sensors which are there. You have it for the, if I'm not wrong, one for the spark plug side or the connection point, you have it for the side stand indicator, you have it for the tilt sensor, fuel injection, and many more, right? So if any of the sensors are not in contact, or any of the loose connection, maybe due to water going in, or during hard pressure wash, or maybe if it is a loose connect which has happened over there, then that light will come in. So once I went in there, they helped me connect it to the computer, to the laptop. ECU check was done and everything was sorted out. So right now it's all sorted and clean, and then they helped me open up the brake pads and just clean it. The reason is, during the ghat sections of Yellapur, Derebail, etc., there was a lot of hard braking which I had performed. So I really wanted to see how much of wear out was done onto the brakes. Apparently they are in good condition yet. So there are many people who have complained, or many of the users who have gone back to Honda stating that the original brake pad which is coming in with the bike is having a life of just, say, getting worn out even 1,000 kilometers. That is the front disc pad, now brake pad basically. Now that brake pad wear out could ideally be a lot of things. Depends on the user, how they use, what kind of braking, the riding style, and many more things inclusive. So if you perform full time only front brake and you're riding at speed and full brake without any engine braking, then definitely it will have a toll on your brake pads. So that's definitely going to happen. But more or less, when you're riding, even though this is an ABS bike, you should always have in a combination of 70-30, 70% front, 30% back. Back brakes are mostly spongy, and so is the case for the Highness. It's a bit spongy, you don't have full connect, but with ABS they both come in contact when you press the brake lever. So always try to keep more on 70-30, that is front and back, and try to use engine braking. I've spoken this earlier also. Try to use engine braking to avoid to slow down in time and do it. But in case of emergency, yes, definitely you can use both the brakes, but understand where it is locking up, etc. With ABS ideally it is not, but be cautious about that factor. So yeah, we had a good time talking around a lot of I think one main problem statement they are facing is about the sales, in especially in Mangalore, is the mentality. No, I am not downgrading or calling out they are wrong in their way. Definitely it's a perception which people have. So many of them opt for Enfield because Royal Enfield, there is no further discussion. So that shouldn't be the criteria. Even for me, before I could actually purchase this bike, or even before this was launched, I had in mind to go for the Himalayan because of all the versatile nature that the bike carried with itself, and the durability and etc. But again, a lot of people who are been riding, I've seen most of the time being spent in service centers. I may not say that it's specific to the brand. It could be because of the user who's doing it and all, but more or less that was my perception which was in my mind. So I was not in for Royal Enfield, but it was my last option, I could say, and then this was launched. So similar is the case in the other way around when it's come to purchase of this bike, especially in a city like Mangalore. Now it's a big deal that they did open up the Bigwing Service Center in Mangalore. That was a surprise, and I was really excited the day they said they're launching it here. I was highly excited to do a visit over here, and I must say it was worth the visit. Secondly, about talking about the perception part of it of the people. So they are directly just clinged on to Royal Enfield with no second thought of why not Honda, why not Highness. So at the end, I would just like to tell one thing, that no matter which bike you go for, maybe a Triumph, an Avenger, or you go for a Honda, Enfield, anything, the brands are there to give you options and they make money, right? So at the end of the day, nothing matters. It's your feel of the bike. Do you connect with it? Are you comfortable riding it? Are you able to manage the weight? Everything. It's not just the brand. The brand definitely plays a value. There are, in case of Enfield, compared to Honda Bigwing right now, the service network is crazy. Like every country, every city in the country, or every state that you pass by, you'll find a Enfield service center. But then again, the quality of service, the parts availability and all will depend. But yes, the network is there. The network chain is available for you, for your disposal. So that's one thing you keep in mind. Secondly, you should look at how good of a service is the provider giving you in terms of the overall before sales, after sales, etc., everything combined. And then most importantly, over and above all of this, how feasible or how comfortable are you with the machine in terms of maybe just owning it, riding it, everything. If you're able to connect with it and you're able to go for it, then buy it. The rest things will follow. Definitely not everything is only service dependent. There are many things that you can do by yourself. There are people who are educating others on the way of experience. Like there's a good person called Raj Ka Garage. There are 3 main YouTubers whom I followed extensively for my purchase for Honda Highness. One was Raj Ka Garage. That person has a very good experience in terms of overall machines, especially in Honda. He went down, explained each and good and bad everything. He nailed it out, everything out for you. Ultimately, your decision, do you want it or not. Secondly, then there was Motoccino and Motoccino. They both are experienced gentlemen in their respective fields. They have ridden various bikes. They own multiple bikes, not just Honda. They have the Versus, they have the Interceptor. They even opted for Enfield 500. They had etc. So they have the fair share of knowledge in these grounds. So always try to look out for people who are able to share candid and actual experience with you. That's when you learn the truth about various machines and how they end up being with you in your garage, right? So always go for them, learn from them, and then make a choice decision. And it's not like you just go and buy it. Go experience it yourself. Try, see if you're able to reach the handlebars or not. Do you get parts for it or not? Check all these aspects. And are you comfortable accessorizing it furthermore? Is it pocket friendly for you? Or do you think in the future you'll be able to do for it or not? So keep that everything in mind. Now coming back to my visit to Honda Bigwing Mangalore, the moment I entered, I had contacted Rajesh before that, and one more person that influenced me definitely for this visit was Weekend on Wheels, if I'm not wrong. So I watched his videos. He had his recent ride from Bangalore to Mumbai. That's not Mumbai, rather Lonavala. He was there for the Indian Bike Week, and if I'm not wrong, the theme of the entire trip was reclaim your life or reclaim your ride, if I'm not wrong. So he had a heart surgery or heart attack earlier, if I'm not wrong, in the earlier days, and then post which he was not able to ride. He was very conscious of his health, so was the family. Definitely it would be that way. But then after all precautions taken and well planning, he did his ride to Lonavala. He did via the Bangalore Mumbai Pune expressway, all the other route. Returning, he did via the coastal route. So overall a great travel journey. There are multiple episodes of his entire journey logged onto YouTube. Go watch it. He's again being very candid about his experience on the bike, not favoring, irrespective of the dealers giving him the bike, servicing it for him, but he's been very candid about to tell what's good, what's bad. So respect that. And yeah, overall these are the people you should watch out for and take some learnings from. So yeah, that's how this entire thing had been. The moment I entered the showroom, the service center, the first thing is they gave me mango juice. Like, sir, please have something. I, being busy with my IT schedule, got down to work, opened my laptop, connected the Wi-Fi, and was working. They were kind, generous enough to leave me alone to my space. No, no one came and interfered, and definitely very polite guys, humble. Mangalore is known for people who are humble and welcoming, and that's what I encountered at Bigwing Mangalore. So kudos to the entire team, and thank you for a very pleasant and welcoming visit with you. Hopefully in the future when I ride back, I have some plans for a future rides. Maybe ever it is accomplished, I will visit you all again. And you're more than welcome whenever you come to Mumbai. I'll be more than happy to meet you. Yeah. So one more thing that you be very cautious on these roads is you can see how the riding is. No matter how good you are, you have idiots, and I was being an idiot right now. But yeah, you have to be. One thing you have to keep in mind that they are the locals, it's their land. So keep all of your rage or all your skills in your pocket and go as simple as possible. Don't overshoot yourself. I would ideally avoid this route. I was planning to take the Padubidre Mangalore route, which was open more of a highway, dedicated 4-lane or 6-lane highways at both ends. So yeah, you can ride easily or much more comfortably over there. But here, it's more about internal roads. I had to do this route because I want to explore this. I wanted to ride myself out. So we will be crossing from here to Mudbidre. Mudbidre is one of the old townships or very historical place township basically. So we'll be riding through that. I'm not sure if the camera battery will be able to hold up till then, or the memory. I haven't swapped my memory since I rode from Mumbai. Hopefully it will be. Yeah, so you can see this is a very crowded road. Luckily the roads are done well. Earlier the roads were in a bad state. Even though it's a 1-lane road, 2-way traffic, the roads are bad. Now luckily the entire route has been pumped up and it's all good and neat. So at moments where you can overtake, and you will be able to do it safely. And keep an eye out for everyone. In these roads you have to be more extra cautious and careful about the incoming traffic, the one tailing you, and so on, because you can see trucks, buses, everything on the go. So make your move very wisely. Then you can enjoy the journey as we proceed. You can see how peaceful and calm these roads are. Like green patches, you have houses. It's very peaceful. This used to be always the bus route I used to take, and I used to make sure that I sit in the front row because the drivers over here for the buses are nothing less than Michael Schumacher or nothing less than F1 racing. The reason why they're so ruthless and they are all commanding in terms of their riding is because in Mangalore what I've learned is they have a schedule based bus service. Now for example, if I say I'm traveling from this point to point B, then it's purely based on schedule. If I have to be at this bus stop at this particular time. If I am not, then I lose my slot to pick up passengers, or I lose my passengers. Similarly, when I go back, when I leave from here, when I reach a depot, for that depot also I have to be on that particular timeline to be able to catch up with my passenger, or I'll lose my passenger. So it's a very scheduled and very functional way of doing it, but yes, at the same time a very ruthless and fast way of how they service. If you will one day, if you sit with them, you will notice what kind of driving they do. So you have to respect their time and their lives as well as your own, and ride safely through this. Yeah, thanks to the Honda Road Sync app, I have connected. I listen to music most of the times. Again, don't blast the music throughout the speakers, but ambient music around to listen to, and then ride through.